Let's get real.
Welcome to the Daniel Stee Podcast. If you ever looked at a product update and thought, this doesn't quite make sense, but everybody else seems to accept it, this episode's for you. This morning I woke up to find my iPhone had updated its UI, that's user interface, how it looks and feels the buttons, overnight. Sometimes it's a good thing. Today it made me pause. Not because it's bad. Rather, it reminds me of a recurring pattern I see across software, hardware, and systems engineering. That's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm not here to rant and rave or argue about taste. I'm also not here to tell you what to like. My goal is to give you a clear way to think about what's happening so you can decide for yourself whether a design choice actually holds up, not just today, but over time. The pattern is when style, how cool things are, begins to lead, meaning become more important than function. The costs tend to show up later, not right away. Highly stylized interfaces on your phone or your computer, often they feel fresh and expressive and exciting. It might signal progress. Photograph well, or the demo might look really nice. Over time, however, something else happens. Clarity erodes and affordances soften. For non-designers listening, affordances is a keyword jargon, and it means the visual clues that tell you what you might do next, what you could click, what you could tap, how you can interact with the device, the program, the software, the screen. Interfaces become harder to scan under real-world conditions when you get bad lighting, distraction, or you want to do something really fast. For people who are getting older, their eyesight. And this doesn't happen because designers don't care. It's not a moral failure or bad intention on somebody's part. It's a design sequencing problem. So what people are reacting to when they say, you know what, I don't know if this new thing's better. People responding negatively to liquid glass style interfaces on the new phone, for example. They aren't saying, I hate change. They're reacting to the reduced contrast, the less obvious boundaries, the weaker visual hierarchy, as we call it in design, and that the interface is going to require more interpretation than a quick glance to know what to do next and how to do it. In systems terms, this is called the signal-to-noise ratio. The signal-to-noise ratio drops. Signal-to-noise is about how much useful information you can see looking at something relative to everything else that's competing with your attention at any one given moment. And when that happens, you get what we call users experiencing friction, even if they can't articulate why. Friction means anything that makes something harder, slower, more difficult than it needs to be. Now, why some people like it? They might like something new. To be fair, some people generally like this direction, for example, again with the liquid glass on the new phones. They may think it's more expressive, modern, more fluid and dynamic, and that's not wrong. It's a different optimization target. What matters is understanding what's being traded off to get that effect. The missing assumption, and this is the key. Here's the missing assumption most people, they don't look at. If something looks more advanced, it must be better designed. That assumption works maybe short term, but it fails quite often long term. Good design isn't defined by how it looks and feels and the usability in a calm environment, a demo moment. A good design is defined. A good design is one that performs under pressure, when you're distracted, and in imperfect conditions, when you're repeatedly using it all day long. That's when the function reveals itself. So walk away with this. By the end of this episode here, I want you to walk away with a simple question you can use next time this topic comes up. Question is, does this design choice improve clarity under real-world conditions, or just aesthetic novelty? Is it just kind of cool to look at, novelty? Or does it really improve how useful something is under real use? If clarity improves, then style is working with function. If clarity degrades, then the style has started to outpace function. That's the failure mode. Style still matters. Design isn't about stripping things down to nothing. When the style leads and the function follows, what you get is what we call design debt, kind of like money debt. You get friction that accumulates quietly until one day the user feels it every day. And this pattern is not limited to phones. You see it in enterprise software, dashboards, consumer products, even organizational systems. And once you start noticing it, you can't unsee it. The goal isn't to reject the new styles, it's to sequence them correctly. Function, then style. The best designs don't just look at how good something is when they're brand new. It's that they remain clear when they're boring. That's the real test.